Okay, it's recording. All right. So you need to have this FX calculator. Do you have this, Ugochukwu? Do you have it? Doris, do you have it?
I will download
Well,
it.
you can.
Now.
Okay, I think for me, maybe this is easier. I think FX book 2 has it. Yeah, they have it too. Yeah, I think they. Let me see. We're just looking for something that is simple. Okay, the simplest, something that you just, for me, I think the calculator is simple. It's kind of, it's more simpler, I think. So. Let's see, I think they have it here. Yes, the calculator. Okay. So for example, let me see how it works. So here now, let's say you're trading gold. Okay. Now, if your account size is, let's for example, say 500 USD. You see, trading, I always tell you one thing. I don't know if you guys have probably seen me, even I think I wrote that on the podcast last week also. The first thing you want to do, the first priority, your first priority when you are trading is your capital. You understand me, right? Protecting your capital by all means. Okay. Now, if you have that, because trading is psychology. I hope you guys can hear me, right?
Yes, you can
hear me?
Yes.
All right. Trading is psychology. Like it's not really the skills. The skills are important. You know, the opportunities in the market that are available at the time of trading is also important. But more important thing, the most important part of it is the psychology. That's what's your mindset telling you. From what mindset are you actually trading? Now, these affect your behavior. You understand your behavioral pattern. And these are behavioral pattern is what determines how it's not what determines the decision you take, is what determines how you take the decision. Now, what I mean by that is this: you could be taking a good decision. I mean, imagine we'll be on the same trade, the trade will be called, you will see an entry will be called, a TP will be given, SL will be given, and then people will post their results. You see blue, 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 yet someone will still have red, red, red on the same call. Do you get the point now? So they all took the same trade for the different mindsets. And that mindset will affect how the person decides to take the trade. You get. Now, why I'm saying this is very important. See, don't be too hasty about how much I can make. Think about how much I can afford to lose. Like, how much can I afford to lose? Because that's the first thing you think of to help you to checkmate the way you positions your entries. You understand? The way you position your risk, the kind of risk you deploy. You understand? Because most times when you see people winning, what they do is they try to be carried away by the winning. So they increase their risk, calculating how much they will make if they use such risk, without thinking about the fact, what if this doesn't go away? If I multiply the same risk I'm using now by the number of pips for the loss, do you get my point now? Will I be able to withstand that? Will my account be able to withstand that? That's where you see people say, oh, I blew my account. See, you hear someone say, all the profit I've made in the day, I blew it in one setup. I mean, how could that be possible? If you look at it. Normally, it's not supposed to be that way, because if okay, let's say you have a setup, you have 30 pips, 20 pips, 30 pips, 40 pips, profit, and then one setup goes the other way. Yeah, maybe because the pips, maybe the stop loss pips is higher, maybe 50 pips. Now it goes the other way, and then all the money you made is gone. Simply because of the risk that you're not following. I mean, you're not really ready to follow out the risk. Now, there are two ways to this. The first way is using this method. The method here. Okay, you have $500. Now, the question is, what's the stop loss in pips? So I'll use mine for example. Okay, so my own signals, no matter what, I try to put 50 pips because it's scalping, and scalping is something that happens within very fast. So in that time that is fast, you want to make sure that your money is secured enough till the time the profit will come. You get, because sometimes the trade will go the other way very fast, but it's still coming back to that which you are waiting for, the TP. So if you don't give it enough room to dance around, because gold dances a lot, you know, it's always because during our scalping time, we always scalp from London to US session. And those sessions are volatile sessions for gold, you know. Now, so me, I like to create that space for just that reason. That's why I always give 50 pips stop loss for all my trades. Okay, I hope you understand. Now, 50 pips for gold. Now, when you say 50 pips, when it comes to gold, you have to add zero. Adding zero makes it look like 500, but it's actually going to count as 50 pips from your account in reality. You get, so if you're talking about 35 pips, you put 350. 45 pips, you put 450. 50 pips, you put 500. Just add zeros to everything. That's how it works. So,
most of your signals are 50 pips, right?
Not even most. My signals on scalping alone. Once in a while, I give swing. If you remember, there are times I'll just say enter this price at this. I won't give you stop loss yet. That one is a swing. Okay. But the one that most 90% of these ones I would do 50 pips. So just know it's 50 pips. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 50 pips from the first entry. So which means if I tell you, let me do some. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, if I tell you, if I say, let's see, broadcast. Okay, yeah, this is it. So this is a broadcast now. So when I say sell gold at, look at this, I say sell gold at, where's my pointer? I thought I saw it. Go back to Zoom and get the pointer. Oh, this is still recording. Okay, yeah. How come I can't see this?
You want to paste it somewhere?
No, not pasting. I'm looking for tools. What's it called? The pointer. Those pointers, yeah. I don't know what's wrong. My navigation on Zoom. All these things. All right. Anyways, don't worry. Let's just, now as you can see, look at this particular one. It's supposed to be here. So, okay, look at this. Okay, can we all see this? I said sell gold at 9062.3. So the moment you say 62.3, my TP, now when I say 62.3, between 62.3 and 66, do you get the point? That means I'm saying this is the entry. This is the first entry. But this may go as high as 66 before finally coming to this. So you should know that if you're entering this, you shouldn't put all your, now that's why I always say, enter slowly with proper money management, do not rush your entries, which means if your entire lot size that is you're going to dedicate to this trade is 0, let's say it's 1 lot size, for example. Let's say you're using 1, or let me use something smaller. Let's say you're using 0.5. Okay, it is not expected of you to put on 9062.3 and use 0.5. No, I mean you can depending on how many positions you like to take. So if you're taking 3 positions, you can deploy like 0.2 here. Then maybe if it goes to 1963 or 1964, you can deploy another 0.1, and then you wait again at 0.1. If it goes up again, or you do it just depending on how many positions you want to do it, but don't deploy everything. Let there be gaps so you can enjoy them. And if you notice, so talking about the TP, you can see if I say 62.3, I put the TP at 68. You understand? That's like 50. That's like 50. From this point, that's like 58. Yeah, that's
Quick
like
one,
58.
oh. The FX calculator, does it ask for pips, or does it ask for pips when it wants to calculate?
No, it gives you the pips. You just enter the, so you have two options on FX calculator.
Exactly. I
Mhm.
think should we just use the other one, or maybe when you're done with this, you can also show without FX calculator.
Yeah, that's yeah. I'll be coming to that. Just wanted to clarify something. I mean, first of all, about the pips, about the difference in the what's it called? So here now is about 58 pips. 62, 68 is about 58 pips. Let's say 57.7 pips. If you check here now, 63, 9070 is the TP. The entry is 64.5. You get, so if you look at this, that's also like almost like 5.5, 55 also. Yeah, 55.5 pips, if I'm right. Yeah, 55.5 pips. So it's always around that zone. So now knowing that, it's always good to plan your money based on that. So if I say 50 pips, which is 500, now how much percentage are you using? Now, if you're using your real accounts, you can deploy 3%. But if you are using your prop firm account, maximum use 2%. Now the truth is this. I want to tell you, which I will share with you on the second part. The truth is this: most of the entries, some are always give profit. Now, if you are very very conservative, like I always do, I like to take most of my positions. So the moment I see good money, I take profit. And I'll leave just maybe few positions to write to the TP. Now, the disadvantage of that is maybe maybe two of you enter a trade, the other person waits throughout the trade with all his positions and he makes big money. And you maybe you take some of the profit and you leave only few left to the TP and you take half of whatever it takes. But then that's better, at least you're progressive and you'll be consistent. Now sometimes if you put in all your positions and you leave them all, you understand? Leave them all in scalping. I'm talking about when it comes to scalping. Leave everything there till it gets to your TP. You understand? Now that is dangerous, because in case it goes the other way, most of us have seen many times that we take trades to get to our TP, almost at our TP, very little thing to the TP, then just running towards the other way around till it gets to the SL. Now imagine that. So that's why I always say don't deploy everything. So let's say you are using 3% of your account. Yeah. Now, so when you see this is why I don't like my FX book. But then I want to show you. So using 3% of your account. This is why I don't like it. Guys, let's just go to trade. What's it called? The forex calculator. Very simple for beginners. I mean, I don't want to make it complicated for you. So let's go there. So now, when you download the forex calculator, okay. So what you do, you go to position size. Now this is gold. If your account is 500, okay. Your risk ratio. That's your risk ratio now. Now this is very important. So if you look at this place, I want you to look at this place. Yeah. See these three dots? It gives you options. 3 dots here under the risk ratio. It's asking you, do you want your risk ratio to be in amount or you want it to be in percentage? So what does that mean? So sometimes maybe you have $500 and you don't know much about percentage, you just know about money. You decide that okay, I want to use $50. I only want to risk $50 on this trade. Then you click on those 3 dots, you change it to amount. Then you type in $50. You get what I'm saying, right? But if you want to use percentage, you change it back to percentage and you say 3%. Now your stop loss is pips. Remember I said I use 50 pips. Let's say 50 pips. Just calculate by using 50 pips, okay? So which of course, if it's 50 pips, you have to put 1 more 0, between 500. Already, you see that's why I like this one. It gives you your results. So if you are risking 3%, that means you're risking only $15 on the trade. You understand? Then your lot will be 0.03. Do you get the point? The total lot you'll be using what? 0.03, which means if you are using is 0.03, which means you can dedicate 0.01, 0.01 in 3 places to that trade. You understand? Or in 2 places, 0.01 and 0.02. Now, when it comes to Forex calculator, you only come to the standard note. So let's have another example. Okay, let's say you are using a prop firm account, $20,000. Okay, this time around you can't use. It's not advised for you to risk 3%. You know why? You have a daily drawdown of 5%. So if you have a daily drawdown of 5%, you should give yourself opportunity to trade again in case you lose the first setup. Because if you lose the first setup and you already dedicated 30% of the daily 5%, which you cannot even use 5%, because you have to use something less than that, so you will not get your account suspended. Okay. Now, what you do is you use something lesser. So if I want to say, if you want to do anything there, your percentage should be from 0.5 up to 2% maximum on a particular setup. Now, if you're using 2%, I'll tell you, meaning you're already going overboard, right? Which I will explain to you as the second part. This is the first part. The first part is sticking to the rules of risk management, which is what? Between 1 to 3%. And remember, I said if you are using your real account, which is not funded a prop firm account, you can deploy 3%, between 1 to 3%, but I advise 3%. I mean, if you want the account to grow faster, right? Of your account, full 3%. But if you're using a prop firm, you shouldn't use more than 2% maximum. Actually, I use most times 1%. I mean, 1% maximum. Sometimes 0.5. But if at all you want to use 2%, it is welcome, but on the condition which I will explain to you later. So now let's say your prop firm account use 1%. Still on the 500 USD, 500 stop loss. That's a 50 stop loss, so 50 pips, which is 500, right? It will give you the answer. So which means if you lose that setup, you're going to lose $200 from your 20,000. Okay. Forget about the position size. Your standard lot will be 0.4, meaning you can do 0.1, 0.1 in 4 places, 0.2, what's it called? 0.2. Just divide the 4 how you like it. Okay. But just make sure you manage it well. And how do you manage it well? Remember, I was giving you an example before, which is, let's say I give you an entry. I'm going to TradingView now. Let's look at this on TradingView. Let me just go to TradingView so you understand. You're going to be writing your questions up, okay? In case, so you won't forget, in case you have any question. Because whatever I'm teaching tonight is very relevant in the next few hours coming, which is the new week. So you'll be able to maximize, okay? So let's say, let me use 15 minutes. Let me look for another one that I've not used anything on. I want to just join it. XAUSD. All right, so I've used the Honda, Forex.com, FXCM. Let me use whatever this is, Stone. All right. Now let's say I give you a trade idea like this. I say, guys, are you listening? Can you hear me, guys? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. This is what I've been looking for. This is the point I'm looking for. Your spotlight. All right, let's say I give you an entry from here. Don't even a spotlight down. Look at this ruler. Follow the ruler. Look at this ruler. 1970, 1969. So I tell you guys, okay, guys, sell gold from 1968.12. I say sell gold. Okay, no, don't let me say that. Let me say it from here. Let's I say sell gold from 1965.66. See, that's the entry point. And I put the stop loss 1965. The stop loss should be 1970. I'm right. Yeah, that's 50 pips in it. Now, if I say 65 is the entry My stop loss is 70, if it's 65 points, what? 670.6. Okay, that will be my stop loss. Then I say TP1. If I give you, I said TP1 is this is 1965. These are the 65.4. My TP1 is 63.27. This is something I'll teach another time. I mean, most of you have to go and watch your back of the video, so I won't have to teach the kindergarten part. I'll just go through. Because when I teach support and resistance, you will know how to scalp on your own as well. Anyways, understand? So I'm just giving you an instance now. So this is the TP1 and TP2 is here, but we don't care about TP2. Let's say TP1, right? Now imagine I gave you an entry here that I expect gold to sell from this 1965 to go down to 1963.49. But as soon as you enter the street, what did you notice? Instead of coming down, what did you notice? It started going up. So what do you do? Now, the moment you enter the street, let's say the total lot size you're using risk is 0.5, like I said before. Now, the first thing you want to do is deploy 0.2 here. And then you see it go up from 1965.6, goes up. You don't enter anything here because you're still in the 1965 region. You wait till it goes to 1966 at least 1. If you get here, what do? You deploy another one, maybe 0.1, 0.2, as you like it. Okay, and then you now see it getting here, 1967. What do? You deploy 0.2. Even after that, it still went up. If you see how, I mean, even if it's 0.05 you want to do, you can still deploy 0.1, but you can't deploy anything. You know why? Because it's still in the 1967 zone. Look at it even here. So you let it be, unless it has gotten to 1968. Okay, so deploying your entries is about making sure that in case even the trade will still go to your profits, as soon as it goes up and you are in red, you don't want to waste that journey, because coming to this place, when you have entered here, it will put you in red, and your mind will be up. Your heart is already in your mouth, isn't it? And you're like, God, help me. You know, so if you leave it like that and then eventually start coming down, you just waste that journey. It will still be red, and then it start counting for you blue from here. Doesn't make sense. So what we always do is, when we go higher than our entries, when the market goes higher than our entry, we want to take another entry here. So when it start coming down, one of your entries is already giving you enough profit. And I'll tell you why this is important. This is important, number one. If this thing will get to the TP, this will give you double profit or triple, depending on the number of entries you enter between this place and this place, to give you more money. Also, it helps you. Another way is, even if you don't wait for this top entry, let's say it is already on its way coming down. Like me now, I don't usually wait. I take, when I see that this entry, if I enter any entry here, when I get it and I see that the money is good enough for me, I close this one. Because I still have another one here. When that one to enters enough money, I close, and I will not leave this one to be running. When I see this one gives me enough money, I will take some of this one and I will leave the remaining small one. Now, why I do that is this. Like I was saying, number one, if you have this, it gives you multiple entries. Number two reason is, if you keep losing some profit along the way, you take some profit, it will help to increase your equity. So let's say you have $500, and between here and here, you've already got $50, you close. You know, between here and here, you already got $50, you close. Already you have made $100 even before your normal entry. So all those $100 you made now would have increased your equity, which is your money, to 500, even if to 600. So even if some entries are still in red. Now, why that is important is, in case this trade doesn't go to where we want, maybe now reverses and go stop loss, it will take some money away from you, but not as much as supposed to, because you have already accumulated some profits before it gets to that level. Number one. That's number two. First one is, gives you multiple profit if everything goes right. Second one is, even if it doesn't go right, you must have taken enough profit to augment the loss that could have happened if you had not taken this profit from here. I hope you understand what I'm explaining. Did you guys understand what I'm explaining?
Yes, coach.
Good. Now, another good thing is this. When you take profits from here, and it finally comes to the entry. You understand? The last one, the moment you get all those profits, okay, and you see that the profit, the last one now, the one you entered at this point, the main entry, you see that it has that one too now is now in profits, which is the last one. It is always advisable to move your stop loss from 1970, move it a bit downwards. Even if you don't move it to the entry, which is 965, move it to this place. So in case it will reverse, the money that will lose will not be up to 50 pips again to be small. Okay. And then when you now see that is almost at the entry and you take profits. Sometimes when I take my profit immediately from there, you can see that it's close. Okay. But sometimes take most of it and leave some. But the moment you leave some, move your stop loss down to the entry. So in case that little one that's remaining, even if it reverses, it will only eat the stop loss at the entry. It won't take any money again from you. The capital is secured. You get. Now, if it moves like that, can re-enter this again instead of you allowing it to hit stop loss and taking your money. Do you get? This way, this is how you should be trading anytime you're trading scalping. Because scalping is fast and can happen it can it's fast, number one, and the stop loss of scalping is always better than the profits. Look at it. Do you know how we do our stop loss? Now, I don't want to get this too complicated for you, but how we calculate our stop loss is, so if I'm going to give you an entry that enter this trade from here. Now, the rule of the game is if you are trying to get your stop loss, always choose a stop loss by looking at your previous candle. Look at the past. So look at it now. If I give you an entry here, you have to look at the highest candle, as in the previous ones, looking at the past candles, the one that is the highest. Make sure that your stop loss is a bit above it. You get the point? Or exactly on top of it. Because in case if this is going to happen, trading the market always repeats what has happened in the past. So if this market here is going to go so high, it will be very hard for it to go above the previous high. This is the highest one at the recent one. Let me use the word recent, not just previous. Recent highest candle. You see it now. Now, the moment the trade goes above this recent one, definitely it has changed direction. That trade is said to be invalidated, which is SL. Our SL must always be higher. Okay. Like, so if I'm going to take any trade here for a sell, my stop loss will be something here. You get it for scalping. You get, so because the profit is smaller than the risk size, it's always good to take some money to augment that by using this method I just explained. Chuku, hope you're getting it right. Are we getting it? Do you understand what I'm explaining? In terms of the taking profit and
Yes,
how to
I
take
am.
profit. Good. So now if you do, then we'll move on. Now, I said there are ways. Okay, the first one I just showed you is how to be very conservative and using your risk size according to the rule. Now, if you want to break the rules, which is allowed in forex trading, I'll tell you the truth. The reason why we call people not to go into it is because indiscipline can make you not know how to manage it. Now, let's say you want to break the rule. Let's go back to, okay, before I do that, let's go back to the calculator. Let's go to the calculator. Let's say you want to break the rule, okay? Okay, you have $500 account. Now, if you want to break the rule, don't break it with MFF account, except, of course, you do what I ask you to do, which is what? Like, for example, now this is 20,000. Okay? So instead of you doing the 1%, you decide to do 3%. That's high risk, right? It's high risk, right? Because that would take a bit over half of what, in case it's a losing trade, it take so much for you that you may not be able to trade for that day, you wait for the next day because you don't want to hit your drawdown. You understand? But now, if you're doing that, you have this in mind. You are taking more than the fee. If the drawdown on the 20,000, the drawdown in a day is 5%, which is $1,000. And on a particular setup, just a single setup, you have already lost $600. It won't make any sense. You get the point. But if you're going to risk this kind of amount, which is 3%. And the reason why you are risking that is this: you want to use 1.2 lot size for this trade. So in case when you win tangible money, it is possible. But do you know when you do it? You play safe. What do? Use that same method I told you of. Don't relax. Can't use 1.2 and relax. So if you use 1.2 now, I mean, let's say you use 0.2 at first, then you use 0.5, 0.5. You know you're already using more than what you're supposed to use. As soon as you see profits, you close some of it. So what you do is, if you're supposed to use 0.4 in total, and now use 1.2, which means you're already gone 0.6, 0.8 more than what you're supposed to do. See that 0.8 difference there? You'll be targeting them. As soon as the money goes into profit, you take 0.2, 0.4, you'll be calculating how much you're taking until it goes back to the normal account of 0.4. You now leave the trade to keep going down. Leave you are safe. So meaning you always diverge, you deploy higher risk just to take some profit and leave some. Yeah, because if you take, let's say you do 0.1, there's no way you can take partial profit, but that's the least. But for you to be able to take partial profit, you need to have enough risk in there. I do that. I will not lie to you. I do that, and it's been helping me, somehow, especially on my withdrawable accounts, the daily accounts. It's been helping me. So I do that even on PropFirm. I do. But just that it's kind of you have to be very fast. You have to be very diligent about it. You have to be disciplined. You don't be greedy. Sometimes you see $100 and you're waiting for it to be $500. Then what happens? It goes off. Take that $100 to the market first of all. Are you getting my point, right? So you take that money off the market. Until you take it, it's not your money. You get the point. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Guys, are you understanding what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yes, coach.
All right. Okay, all right. So now, like I said, any person you have, you can put them in the chat box. I will see them later on. All right. Now, still talking about the risk management. Okay. Now, if you see, let's do some calculation here. Let's say you have an account of what's it called? Let's say you have an account of $500. Nice. $500, right? Because you know what I propose? I want to propose to you guys to do this. If you can, it's good. If you can, it's good. It will really help you. And that proposal is, if you're going to be trading, at least have 2 accounts if you can afford to. If you can afford to do it, have 2 accounts. Now, let me tell you the truth. Trading Forex needs money. The more money you have, the more chances of making serious more money faster. And the lesser money you have, you will make money as well, but just like to be slower and you have to be patient. Now, if your appetite level is bigger than your amount of money or your funds level, there's always a problem. When I say appetite level, if you are the type that your attraction is towards $50, $100 for every trade, then you need to step up your game. I mean, if you have $100, let's say you have $100, like me now, my signal that I sent, apart from the one you get from the academy, which is very, very important for you to enjoy, mine is just like a support to motivate. And also for me, I'll say mine is just I see that something you do to withdraw every day. So you can use that to even be paying for your, what's it called, subscription. Or better still, take care of yourself per day. I mean, use it on a daily basis. I encourage daily withdrawal on that. I mean, you can use a small account depending on what you can afford, right? So my goal is to go 20% to 30% every day with you guys on mine. So which means if you have $500 account, let's say $100 account, please, I want you to have like $20 to $30 as profit. I mean, if you have, let's say you have $30, or even if it's 20, multiply by current rate, maybe 758 or thereabout. That is 22K at the end of the day. So which means, luckily, if you can do that for 3 days, that's 68,000. For 5 days of the week, that's like 100K. Now, there's about 80% win rate. I would just say that 80% win rate with the signals that I sent. Now, the other percentage could have made it like 95, but that will be depending on you. There are some trades that will probably go to SL, but before they go to SL, they must have come to profit. Now, how you use those times that come to profit determines. Because I see some of you, and some trades that I will probably make profit on. I see some people go to the red. Now, do you know why? When they see profit, they don't take that. I take profit when I see them. I just leave a very tiny little one, and I do the entries also. So sometimes when you see me post, you see that I have like 8 or whatever positions. Not that I took all those 8 positions at once. You know, like I explained to you, you know what I do. Let me show you again. I mean, I can't get tired of that, so you understand better. See, so if I send a trade idea and I tell you that enter gold here or sell, so I expect this to come down. Okay, let me use buy for this time. Let me use buy. Let's say I say, okay, enter gold for a buy from here. I'm talking about this area. Let me make it longer. So I say, okay, enter for a buy. Look at this ruler. So at this position, go for a buy. Okay. Now, the moment I say go for a buy, okay, let me use it. For me, I say buy gold at 1962.77. Okay. Now, the moment you enter here, sometimes the trade goes very fast upwards the moment you enter. Okay. Now look at this. It happened here. Look at it. Enter. If you enter a sell here, 97.52. It went up. It went up. Look at this. It went up. Let me point it for you so you see what I'm showing you the particular candle. Look at this green candle. Okay. If you entered it here, it went up to this place. That's some money from 1962 to 1964. That's like 30 pips. Or let's say 94, that's about 35 pips. Now, what is 35 pips? Let's put it to Naira. Let's put it to Naira. I mean, supposing, I know some of you are not in Nigeria here, right? But at least all of you are familiar with Naira. So let's put that. So if this gold went, let's say you have a $500 account, okay? And you are using 3% of that account. Okay, that's $15, right? Now, basing it on what we talked about, let's say you are using 0. Let me just say you are using 0. Okay, let me make it easy. Let's say you are using 0.5. Or let's say 0.1 lot size on that 500. That means 0.1 means $1 for every pips, right? So imagine if that gold, as you saw it just now, it went as far as 35 pips, multiplied by $1. That is $35. For me, I'll close this profit. Keep it. Now, see, if you close it and keep it, it will add to your money, right? But now, see what happens after you close. After you close, look at what happened. It went down again. Can even take another entry again here. You see it now. Take another entry. It goes up. Now, from here, 1963, it went as high as what? As 1966.5. That is like 35 pips again. And then after that, you closed profit here. It went down again, you know? When you take profits, you enter, you take profit, you enter. Before you know, you accumulate a lot of, you understand, wins, which will help you to augment accounts that even sometimes, even if you don't wait for take profits, you would have made so much money and you have been out of the trade. If you do that, you have 98% win rate. Do you get my point now? So far, so good. What I'm trying to explain to you is know how to manage your trades whenever we are in. Okay? Blue is better than no matter how much you having the hope. Because see this market you see here, market you see here, if you're a knowledgeable forex trader, you make a lot of money. But not every time because there's what we call manipulation. There are human beings here. All these things you are seeing are human. Let me show you something. What you just saw here, what you just saw here is called manipulation. You know, I don't want to go to basic kindergarten training. I mean, that you can see at your back office. You go to your back office, you watch those videos, you know, understand. But let me just show you. This is what we call candles. But when it comes to candles, it has two parts. It has the wick and the body. The body now is the thick one, the wick are the thin one. What does the wick represent? It represents a candle that has gone in a particular direction and immediately came down before the close of that session. Or it went up and came down, or it went down and came up. Anytime you see a wick is to tell you the story that, oh, this candle has actually come to this point before coming back down. It was a sharp one, went up and came down, and closed at the bottom again after going up. These are manipulation. Now, there's nothing you can do about it. These guys are spending billions of their dollars here. And you are coming with $100. The $100 cannot fight $1 billion. Wherever they go, whichever direction they put their money is where the market flows. So that is where you cannot predict sometimes. But 80% of the market relies on technical, which is what we do, which is what you are in control of. If you have knowledge and skills, that is why you see a lot of people make money. And in this academy, I'm telling you, like there's a guy they call Coach Carter. I think this guy is based in the US. He's a member, he's a student of this academy. I knew when this guy, we started economy last year, right? Most of us. I knew when this guy started withdrawing from his profile about 60 something thousand, 30 something thousand. No, he started with 30 something thousand or 12,000. I can't remember either one. The first post I made about him. He posted it on, for those of you who goes to, if you're on the Facebook group, where they post results most times, the economy, member. Do you know that this guy is already withdrawing 200K, 300K now, $1,000? There are some that I thought there was a guy that guy withdrew 1,750,000 last month. Per month he withdrew $7,500,000. I mean, you see it now. So if technicals is not 80%, why would we make money most of the time? If you check last week, on my own signal alone, it was all money. The only issues I have sometimes, maybe when I'm going to the gym, by the time I'm back, managing everything together ahead. But if not, you can have more entries. Yet. So I want you to just work on your risk management so you can enjoy this fully, especially if you are using a platform. So like I was saying, I want you to have two accounts. One account, you can start from between $100 to 500 or 1,000. The more you have, the better. For example, let me give an instance. If you have $100, at least for me, for my Sigma alone, I'm not talking about Nepal, for my Sigma alone, I mean, you are guaranteed of averagely $20 to $30 every day on that one. So meaning if you have 500, if you have $200, this one I'm telling you, I practice it myself. I practice with any amount, different amounts of money. $200, at least you guarantee about $40, $45 a day. So imagine you have $200, or you have $40 a day. Between $40 to $50, let's say 40. Using Nigerian calculation, that's 30K a day. There's possibility of you in 1 week making 150K. Put that in dollars or in any currency of any country you are in. Something. So imagine you have 500. In fact, my goal is for those who have 1,000. 20% of this is 200. At least 1,000. Imagine if you're making. If you are using $1,000, you can make like $200 to $300 a day. Yes, I'm telling you seriously. I think that because if you are using $1,000 a day, well, I will tell you the second version, which is when I told you about two types of risk management, right? I told you of the one you follow the rules strictly, okay, and the other one that's whereby if you want to over leverage a bit, you have to take profits in between. You don't have to wait for take profits. If you are waiting for, let's say, if you have a $1,000 account now, I can tell you that you can use 0.5, 0.8. You can even use, like let's say you can use 0.5. You can dedicate $1 one lot size, which is $10 per key. So that's $1 now, one lot size. You can divide it into 3 places. You get? Which means you can have 0.3, 0.3, 0.4. That's 0.3, 0.4. Now, most of my signals, TP1 alone gives you like, let's say 28 pips. Minimum, let's say between 28 to 30 pips. Okay. So that 0.3 means $3. And let's even say 25, that's 75 on one position. Now remember, these 3 positions, you enter from different stages. Some could be higher, some could be lesser. At the end of just one setup, you could be having 75 plus, maybe plus 90, maybe plus 40. You could be having $205 on one setup. That's if you close early. You close you close on, you wait, you enter, you close, you enter, you close. Don't just wait for too long. It's called scalping. And they are like, any scalping that you take that is getting up to 1 hour is dangerous. Sometimes we take trades that get to 1 hour, right? At the end of the day, when the finally comes to TP, so long doesn't hit yourself, you are still safe. Even if you think it takes 5 hours, but scalping doesn't have to, supposed to be fast. That's how we take it around their sessions. Okay. So this money now, the joy of this money is when you withdraw them, the profit, not the real money, you withdraw only the profit. Before you know, you could now have enough money and remove your capital and use the profit to trade, or you use the money on a daily basis for something, or you use it as your own money to resolve. Only for subscribed members. I'm talking about the signals I sent, right? Only for subscribed members, okay? So if you have any question, please ask me now before I move to the next one, which is the last one, I guess. I want to be quick about that. Any question? I want to move to for those of you on Elite package that are using Manara now, I'll just give you some small tips again. To get the best trade, especially for your profile. Okay, but let me see if you have questions first of all. Let me go back to the Zoom. See if you guys have any question. The chat box. When do we know the trade is scalping? Okay, that's a good question. Doris, what is the name of this app? Okay, that is us. So the first question, the name of the app is called Forex Calculator. That's the name of the app. Yeah, Forex Calculator, sorry. Okay. Then now scalping, anytime I give you a signal like this, let me go to the WhatsApp group. Let me go to the DC group, the broadcast. If I give you a signal like this is scalping. This scalping. Anytime I give a signal and it comes immediately with this TP and what's it called? The scalping. And then if you check the profit between the distance between the entry and the profit is not far away, not far off, like 64 to 63, 60. This is scalping. Okay, now let me go and show you an example of what's it called? Example of a bit, let's say it's still scalping, but swing trade. Because swing take this. Wow. Okay, I deleted the former broadcast. That was last week. Let me see one of you that I can use to, what's it called? Let me use Blossom. I'll show you. Show you example of so anytime you see me sell gold now, when I say sell gold now that is not scalping the hair. Something like this now, buy gold now. Can you see this? This is long, and if you see, say buy gold, later I gave you the entry, But when I say buy now, I mean just click on buy. Go to your MT4, MT5, whenever it is, click on buy using your lot size. Buy at that point. Any point I say buy now, buy then. Don't wait for the entry. Later when I send the entry, you can now re-enter another one if you feel that it has passed that entry, okay? And you're already in. Now, what I want to see is this. If you notice, the entry was what? Buy at 1966. Okay. Now, I said TP, open. You know what that means? That means it's a longer trade. So from now, the TP is whatever you see the profit, just take it. Okay. But later, I gave you a tentative. When I say tentative, meaning you can even close and give me a suggestive idea that, oh, you can take your profit at 58 if you want to. But tentative means this it will still go further than that. But if in case you need an idea of TP, because of state you can take it, that's a good profit. Because if you look at it, if you enter a trade out, am I mistaken here? Yeah, there was a mistake here. It was supposed to be 1968, I'm right. Because it's a buy, right? Yeah, buy. SFC. So tentative TP. So I was going to say 68. No, not 68. This was wrong. I go. Supposed to be 78. That was a mistake. Because the TP was long from 60. Okay, good. Sorry, my bad. Okay, it was, I said 96.6, 1954. But as at the time I said that, it was around 1954. Yes, it was around 1954. As a matter of fact, yeah, around 1954. Now, if you look at the SL, it's just 20 pips away. Now, this is different from scalping like I do. You see? You see, I think I have another one. Let me show you another one. Anyone you see that I give you all the parameters immediately, those are scalping. Like this one now is different. See, what did I say here also? I said sell gold now. Now this is different from the normal scalp. But later, I said this is from Nepal, right? You see this kind of thing. Now this is not my own idea. This is from Nepal, and this trade idea was a mistake. But later, for me, I didn't. I entered later again at the top to recover because I had the point. Let me tell you what happened this day. That's why sometimes I make mistakes too. Look at this. This was my own analysis. My analysis says as you entered gold from 1972. Hope you are getting me, guys. Look at it. So instead of me to stick with my own analysis, well, I said, well, since Nepal has given this one, Nepal gave 19 what? 62, 19. Okay, so good now. Now Nepal gave it from maybe 1950 something. You understand? I put SL at 962. And what happened? The market went above that and got to this 72 before started coming down. So that day, I think I apologize to you all. I'm sorry. What did I say that? Sorry. I think I said it somewhere. I can't remember. It was later. Anyways, have I answered your question, Doris? Or maybe now I'll be telling you scalping. I'm not scalping. Anytime you see something like this, this is scalping.
Yes.
Anytime you see this is scalping.
That means most of our trades have been scalping.
Yes, because that's how I'm trying to do something that we can control faster. I don't want to give you a trade whereby you could just go away and wait till it comes and then that. But we're doing that once in a while. But most of our trades are scalping, so you can quickly determine the profit and then we get on with our lives. We're done for the day. You get my point. So is there any question on risk management? Any other question? All right, quickly. While we're waiting for question, if there's any question at all, let's quickly talk about Manara. Now, for those of you who are already on 8 package, okay, now you know that Manara already, you need to watch the video. I want to explain Manara and all this stuff. And I just want to tell you something. especially if you have a profit account. Always go for Manara trade that are 4-hour and daily. I hope you write that down. 4-hour and daily. 1 hour too is good, but 4 hour daily always perfect. I can at least have a 95% win rate. Okay. So now the only disadvantage with that is if you are going on 4 hours or daily, it may not activate immediately. It may take hours before it activates. It may take 1 day, it may take 2 days. In fact, let me tell you, in 1 week, for 4 hour and daily trades, you may have them maybe twice or thrice, maximum. But the good thing about them is they have longer profits, they have bigger profits, okay, and they are 95% winning accuracy, which means you hardly lose. So if you are only an MFF account, the best trading setup for hitting your target and having good profits and risking so less. Because another good thing about Manara again is the SL is always very small, very small. And the lower your SL, the bigger your risk. I mean, it helps your risk, your loss size to be bigger, yet your risk will be lesser. See, that's more money, less risk. We note that 4 hour, always look for 4 hour time frame setup and daily. Now, if you're going to be looking for 1 hour, for those of you, I have my videos, which I taught how to analyze Manara trades to show the one that is good. I'm thinking maybe because based on the number of people I see here tonight, I think most of you here are new. So explain that maybe too technical for you. I mean, I could have just shown you, but there's something I want to share with you. Let me just share that with you. I think that is enough. Just focus on the 4 hour and the daily trade ideas. If you are taking profit and all that, because I want to share something else with you, but it's technical for the newbies. They may not understand. Okay, let me just give you a hint of what I'm talking about. For example, let's say I'm thinking of how simple I can make it such that I will not have to go deep too long, because this meeting should be closing in the next 10 minutes from now. Okay. All right. So let's say you have Manara trades. And Manara trade calls for a sell. I'll use this as an example. Now Manara trades, when it calls for a sell, this is what are, as you can see it at the background of the charts, right? Now let's look at how do you get good trade from Manara? As I'm talking about beautiful setup from Manara. So when Manara calls trade, there's this strategy which we call IC candle. I don't want to go deep, but let me just show you straight. Now look at it. What we mean by IC candle is this. Or engulfing candle. Anytime you see two opposites, are you aware that this red is opposite of green? So these two colors are the color you see on my chart. So people change the color, they can choose different color, black and white, whatever. As I hear, what I have is read that before, right? The red means when the market is coming down, the green means when the market is going up. Okay. Now, anytime you see a green, for example, let's say you see a green candle that is smaller, and then the next candle is now an opposite candle and it's bigger. Okay, and then after that one, a bigger one follows. Now, these are the areas where Manara calls for trade. So either way, so if either you see a red candle, let me show you example for upward movement. This is an example for a downward movement. This is for a downward movement. You see, after the green candle, the red candle straight went down. Now let's look for the upward movement. Now look at this. After this red candle, the green candle, and then upward. So we have them upward and downward. But the point I'm trying to make is, anytime you see a smaller candle engulfed by a bigger opposite candle, and now goes with another longer candle, which is the opposite. Then this area is very important to set your trade. Now, how? So, Manara gives you a trade. You want to look out for the entry. Manara will give you entry. It gives the entry. You will now come and look out for that entry if it has something like this. So look at this. If I'm going to do this now, I'll put it here. So look at it. That the green candle starts from here. Okay, started from here and ended here. Look at both the same part, which we call the wick, and the candle together. Look at it. Started from this point and ended here. So you put lines on this, on that end where it ended. Okay. Now when you do that, that area becomes area for you in the future. Now what is that area now? Look at it. Where I put that black line. Sorry guys, I just want to share this with you. So you see that black line? It's talking about 1961.03. Now this 1961.03 becomes an entry. Okay, becomes an entry for you to enter this trade, right? Becomes an entry. So now, but this is what we do. So we put it from the bottom and the top. Okay. Now, when you put it from the bottom and the top, the own place from point A to point B from here to here becomes an entry. Now, the problem now is, where do you enter from? You don't know. Whether you should enter from here, whether you should enter anywhere here or here. Now, you see? So you don't know where to enter. So what we do, this is technical, it's gonna be technical, but don't worry. So what we do is, for you to know which area to enter from, you will now go to a smaller time frame. Okay, you now go to a smaller time frame in order to locate this place. I want to recognize this place now. So when I go to a smaller time frame, I won't miss it. So we want to know here now. Let me put a circle there. This area here. Okay, I'll show you something now. Now look at this area here. I'll go to like maybe, let me go to 15 minutes. 15 minutes. And so this is why I put the circle, so I will know where that is. For those of you who are new, don't worry, I'll understand this later. Okay. Now 15 minutes. So when I come to 15 minutes, what am I looking for? I'm looking for that kind of thing again, whereby I will see a smaller green and a longer red. But I can't find anyone now. I can't find anyone. The only place I find one is here. Okay. So, but that is not part of our target, but I'll just put that one here. Oh, this is what we're looking for inside this circle. So if I don't see it there, I'm going to 5 minutes. Let me see if I'll see it under the 5 minutes. That's for those of you already using Manara. Sorry, the new ones, don't worry, you understand this later. This is exactly for those, because you may not get it now. For those of you who already know about Manara, okay, this is how you do. Anytime Manara give you an entry, this is what you look out for. Okay, now I'm looking for the circle. I put the circle for this purpose because, you know, I may not know, because the market has passed this place. I'm just showing you what has happened in the past, and now it got to happen like that. Okay? So I'm looking for that. Almost there. That's it. Okay, we're there now. Okay, let me see. Good. Now, if you look at it, I have one here. Remember, okay, before I use that line again, let me make it longer. See, we have another one here. This one. Look at this. This green one that touched here, that came down here, is also like that. So this is where I will put my entry. And we put it here. Okay, or even here, or anywhere here, but this is the best because there's another small green candle engulfed by the red opposite candle, and then with other candles that are red downwards. Now, so what that means is this. If I were to take this trade down, I will come here and go short. This one I will tell you guys that, see, and this one I will not be just like scalping. It will be a swing trade, which means a predetermined stage, which I'll tell you that, guys, when gold gets to 1966 or above, take it for a sell. Okay, take it for a sell. Let's say I just put it here. Take it for a sell. Let me just put it. Okay. Now, my stop loss will be, I'll be using the previous high, which is this last green here. Okay. But I'll just do a little bit above it. A little bit above it. Give me backwards. A little bit above it. See what happened now. I won't show you what happened. Let me go back first. Let me go to another so that I first. All right, let's see. All right. That's what I just did, right? I think I'll just put it here. Now, if you look at this one now, I'm just taking an entry here. So let's check the future, whether the market will come there. This one will be okay. If you look at this, so I want to check if its market will get there. Now look at it. The market came there. Okay. Just by a little bit. So you see the market came there. Look at it. It came and touched that place. This entry. Look at this red parts. Can you see it now? And then came down. Came down here. But it didn't get my. Okay. Yeah, I should get there. It's my mistake. Look at it. I'm supposed to put this price up to this red. Where this red gets to. But still, we didn't get there. At least took a lot of it. Now look at it. See what happened. The market came to that place, touched that place, that entry, and came down here. Now let's calculate how much that could have been if you were in that trade. Don't worry. I think what I'll do is for the new ones, I know they like I'm speaking jargons, for the old ones. Yeah. So what I'll do is refer you to some of the video. Then we'll do this another time again where we'll talk about Manara itself. Now, guys, look at it. If you took that trade now, would have given you 121.3 pips. Do you know what that means? That means if you are using 0.1, this would have given you $121 of that profit. If you are using 1, it's like giving you $1,210. If you are using 0.01, it will give you $12 once. Do you get? So what I'm trying to show you is just a strategy that Manara uses, and I tell you, it gives a lot of money. Okay. Now that being said, also, do you know that even if, what am I even saying? Even here, it still came up again and still give another money on the same setup, and even here, it came down also and gave another money. Okay, and the former, and it also went up above. Let me see. And still came down and gave even bigger money here. Look at it, over 200 pips. So the long and short of this is, you don't need to know all this from the beginning. Guys, especially those of you who are new, if you are managed package, just go and watch the video on Manara. Then also, I think what I'll do, after watching the video individually, can get back to me. I'll send you the YouTube version, the one I made on that. So you know how to use your Manara. And also, in the next meeting we'll have during the weekdays, for those of you who are new now, you will share your screen. I'll show you how to navigate and take trades from Manara. so you can start making money after funding. I think to this point, I'll end this class here. If you have any question, please ask me here. If you don't have immediately, send the private message, I'll answer you. Post to the group, I'll answer you. And we'll have a good day. But more importantly, guys, the first thing I taught you, I want that to stick. Okay. So tomorrow, in the next few hours now, I mean, when I say next few hours, from let's say from 6:30, 7 a.m., I'll start sending signals depending on when the market gives the opportunity. Okay. Then we can start our trading from tomorrow and make money for the week again. All right, guys. Thank you very much for staying. For those of you that stayed until this time. Okay. 9 of you, right? Let me see if I can have you. Yeah. So you can ask me a question anytime, okay? The mentor is for you, and you can see my number. Now, if you want to be on the broadcast, please, you have to save my number. Because if you don't save my number, you don't get the broadcast. Even if I send it to you, it won't get to you. You have to save my numbers, okay? All right. Okay, let me quickly see. Is that time frame not more? What time frame is that? Can you specify?
1 hour on daily.
1 hour daily. 1 hour.
Sorry, 4 hours on daily.
Oh, plain. No, no. If there's going to be any news, let me show you what the news is on the chat right now. Let's see. Look at like this green you see here. This green, this long green is actually based on the news. Now let me show you this 1 hour. Look at them. So when it comes to news is based on whatever it is that they say. So if it's good for the currency, the dollar, you understand, markets will go down, gold will go down. All right. If it's bad for the dollar, gold will go up. So time frame and news doesn't really have anything to do except time frame like the only area where you have issues is when you have a small short stop loss. Okay. Now let's go to 4 hour now. You see this long candle? Let's go to 4 hour. Now, if I want to take this trade now, look at this trade. If I want to take it based on the strategy I was telling you of, you see from here now, from okay, let me see. Let me show you. So from here now, I'll be calculating my, let me delete all this one so you see it clearly. I want to show you why bigger time frame is the best. Okay. Now, if you are trading, let's start from daily now. Each candle you see here now represents 1 day. Each candle represents 1 day. So imagine if you are to trade today, let's say if you are trading tomorrow now, you're going to base your trading tomorrow on this red candle. This was last week candle, Friday candle. Which was the market got to this point. Can you see it now? Market got to this point and came down. Got to this point and came down. Okay. But for you to understand better, I'll use a previous one that has happened before so you get it better. Let's talk about this one. This red now, this red. That was on this Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. This last 3 candles. Let's go for Wednesday. So Wednesday, the candle got here on Wednesday. And did what? What did it do? It went way down to this point on Wednesday. Can you see the capture now? From here, 970 to 9039. Now let's go to Thursday. What happened on Thursday? You see it? The same level that happened on Wednesday. When it got to Thursday, it reacted to the same level. It came from there. On Wednesday it came down. On Thursday, what happened? From that same point, it went up. You see it now. Or now let's now go to a smaller time frame. So if I'm using this one as my ceiling, which we call resistance, and I'm using this one as my support, which is called the floor, I'll be willing to trade more. Because if I'm going to be taking trade from here, from the floor of this one day, I'll say, guys, put your price at 1939 for a buy from gold. And gold actually came there and went up. Let's imagine if this were to be 15 minutes. If I were to be using 15 minutes, see what 15 minutes training. The highest for the 15 minutes, let's just say for the 15 minutes now, candle. If I use here now as the last candle, now this is the ceiling. Do you get? Like, look at it. If you use here now, and this is the ceiling, and then this is the bottom. There's going to be a news. It shouldn't take, the news will go more than 15 minutes. So within 15 minutes, one candle here is 15 minutes. So imagine how many candles the news will take you. Do you get what I'm saying now? So the news affect this one more. But whatever news that happens in a day, it won't go more than a day, most times. Hope you get my point, right? So when you plan your trade on a day, you have less risk. When you plan it on 4 hours, you have less risk. For higher time frame are unsecured and lower time frame. That is why anytime you see a trader that is going to give you a setup, they will start from the very higher level, they will not bring it down. Because the higher level is what they use in calculating the lower ones. So it's not prone to be smarter. Except, of course, the news is going on the opposite direction. If that's the case, which is happen to any of the trade. Okay, Doris, you said something from me. Yeah. What are you trying to explain? That's the RSI. Is that what you want to know? Doris, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
That is RSI.
Okay.
That is RSI. It is called Relative Strength Index. It determines the strength currencies. Okay. It determines the strength of currency.
Some people just joined, like Jude and some other people. Can you screenshot the participants?
Okay. And why is it that? Okay, let me see. So you know what? You have to close now before. Guys, why do you come so late? Give the time 8:30, you're coming around 10. All right, let me scroll shit out to all right, guys. I think we actually prepare for the next few hours, which is 2 5 minutes. Make sure you see my number for the podcast.